Well, hi y'all, it's your native Flor-xan, and today we're going to be talking meatloaf, but not your mama's meatloaf. So hang in there and let's get into it. Alright, so I don't know what it is, why meatloaf has such a bad rep. I guess because a lot of people have had it and it's dry and it doesn't have a whole lot of flavor and this and that. And so I'm going to show y'all one that I used to do at cook-offs just to put out there to keep the natives from getting restless. Alright, so I'm starting out. I got 2 pounds of ground chuck that I picked up at the grocery store. It's going to kind of flatten that out a bit. I've got 2 eggs that I've beaten up already. We're going to add them to the mix. Little Cajun Power garlic sauce. Going to add a little bit of that in there. Some Worcestershire sauce. Good amount of that. And then I like to add some A1. If I had to guess, somewhere around 1/4 cup. I've got 1 large shallot that I minced up. If you're only going to do about 1 pound of meat, I'd pick a smaller one or half of a large one. I normally go about 1/4 cup a pound on panko breadcrumbs, so I got 1/2 cup here since we're doing 2 pounds. Then we're going to do some Everglades rub. You can use whatever kind of barbecue rub you like. Alright, so we're going to break out the meat mixers and get all this mixed in and incorporated. Now the reason I like adding the panko, because I believe the panko helps hold in moisture as well as work as a binder to help hold it all together. And normally on ground meat I would add like 1/4 cup or so of some cold water to help get everything mixed in, but since we added the liquids with steak sauce and Worcestershire sauce, I figured there was no need. You can also use a barbecue sauce in this. I've done that in the past. It comes out well, but I just like the flavor of the A1. Also, kind of do it by eye. If the meat looks a little dry, go ahead and add a little more of your sauce that you're using or whatever to it. Same with the seasoning. If you don't feel like you're seeing enough seasoning in it, go ahead and add a little more, but I think we're pretty good on this one. Alright, so we got it all mixed up and I just kind of flattened it out into the bowl here. And the reason I did that is because I want to kind of cut this in half. So I'm just going to eyeball it and just kind of divide it into 2, essentially 1 pound sections here. Okay, so I got some parchment paper here. And just to show you something real quick, if you got parchment paper that doesn't want to lay right, ball it up and then that dude will lay flat for you. Alright, so we got one done already. Moving on to the second one because I wasn't sure if my camera was recording. We're going to take our meat and just kind of flatten it out, trying to keep it symmetrical and about the same thickness all the way. About 1/2 3/8 of an inch thick. We got some hot Italian sausage. It's on a separate piece of parchment. We'll lay our sausage on there and kind of flatten it out. Now we don't want it as big as our ground meat, but we do want to kind of get it flattened out. And again, keep it symmetrical as much as you can so that we can place it right on top of our other meat. And then you notice I left some room at each end. So I'll show you why I did that here in a second. But this is why I like the parchment paper, because you can take it and help roll this dude up into the log we want. Just like so. We're going to take and kind of pinch them ends in and close it off. Just kind of press it together to make sure it's sealed good. I'm going to roll it back, make sure our seam is sealed good. And there we go. On to the next step. Alright, so our meatloaf as it is, you could take and put this in a pan, throw it in the oven, and then cover it with ketchup or barbecue sauce or whatever you like to put on your meatloaf. We're going to do ours out on the pellet grill. And so what we're going to do is bacon wrap this dude, and that'll help keep the moisture in it while it's smoking, because low and slow could dry it out. So we're going to wrap it in bacon to ensure that that doesn't happen. Okay, since my camera's trying my patience today, I'm going to go ahead and film wrapping this second one. I've already got one wrapped, got the pit coming up, but we're going to go ahead and wrap this second one. And just in case I needed footage. But basically, I've got some cheap bacon, thin bacon, and I like it because it's cut real thin. And you can kind of pull on it a little bit and stretch it. We're just going to lay this down here, and I'm going to kind of alternate my pieces, and just like that we'll get it all laid out, and then I'll show you what we do from there. Alrighty, one more strip, and then we're going to take and lay probably 3 strips like so to cover up our ends. There's one end, so you got enough length there to cover. And I know some of y'all are probably wondering, how much bacon was it? Well, to do both these meatloafs, it was 2 pounds of ground chuck, 2 pounds of hot Italian sausage, and then 3 pounds of bacon to wrap it all up with. Here we go. We're gonna take that dude, throw it right down on there, get it back centered up here. So we want to close our ends first, and then start on this end, and then just start covering it up on there, and I kind of just cross it like so. I don't normally put toothpicks or anything. I've seen people do that, but using this method here, I haven't had to do that, and I'll show you here in a second how we keep them from coming apart. Alright, so I got my expanded metal trays. I think y'all have seen me use these before. They're just a simple expanded metal tray. I've sprayed it with some non-stick high heat spray, and what we're going to do is lay that right there, roll this dude onto there, get it centered up. Now this thing is ready to go out on the pit. Now once I get it out to the pit, I don't leave this pan under. That pan was just there so I don't make a big mess and spraying that spray on there. But pit's coming up to 250. We're going to put these on there. It's going to take a few hours for them to cook. We'll check them for an internal tip of at least 160, but we also want to make sure our bacon is cooked all the way through. So I'll be back with you when we go to slide them onto the pit. Oh, and by the way, you got any pieces of bacon left over like I do? Excellent Scooby snacks. You can see our pit's pretty much up to temp. We're in like 40-degree weather right now, so every time I open this door, it's going to drop real fast. But anyways, let's get them on real quick. Slide this one on, and then as they cook, every so often I'll come out and I'll just rotate them, because that pod being so hot right there. But I'm thinking a couple of hours. We'll see how they do. All right, well, they've been on there for a little over an hour. Looks like they're doing good. I just rotated them a little bit ago. Scooby snacks are almost done. So let it keep going. Oh yeah. These should be done. 70. Come on. Go get a pan and we'll get these off. Alright, so we got them both off the pit. We're going to let them cool a little bit, and then we're going to cut into one of them and see how they taste. Alrighty, so we let this cool for a bit. I'm just going to cut it right down the middle here. And there you go. Let's give us another slice here. So everything's cooked through. It's got a nice little smoke ring around the edge there. You can see that Italian sausage in there. Got that out of the way. Let's see how it tastes. All right, down the chute. Wow. Man, that Italian sausage has made all the difference. Just adds lots and lots of flavor. Again, this ain't your mama's meatloaf. We amped it up a little bit with the Italian sausage and then wrapped it in bacon. It's nice and moist. It's got a good flavor to it. And so the best part about it is you can take these and slice them just like that, eat them on mashed potatoes or however you want to eat them. But you can also seal them up in a vacuum seal bag, put them in the freezer, and that way when you want one, you just thaw it out. You can put it back on the pit for a little bit or throw it in your oven, reheat it up, slice it up, and get after it. So one of these is for our dinners this week. The other one's going in the freezer, and then we're going to do a little something different with that here in a few weeks. So hopefully you stay tuned to the channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.